Greetings and welcome to another Pokémon Horizons The Series anime episode preview discussion. This time I'm talking about the preview for episode 62, so let's get to it. In this episode, Roy will train for his rematch against Ryme with the help of Liko, Nemona, and Dot. He will then put into practice the fruits of his training by facing Ryme in said rematch, which will of course determine if he passes his implementation test or not. There are 4 things we must address regarding this preview and episode. First, what will the training be like? Well, based on the preview, Nemona refers to it as the awesome training, suggesting that it is something special, though the preview does not back this up. Since Roy and Fuecoco are seen sprinting up the mountain, Fuecoco is seen deflecting a magical leaf from Floragato, and Liko and Dot are seen with berries in hand and on their head, for what I assume could be aim training for Fuecoco. So by all accounts, this seems to be just your standard run-of-the-mill training. The question of what singing means for Roy does come up though. This of course is important because in the previous episode, Ryme did wonder about this. Considering the title of episode 62 and the fact that singing is a very important and integral part of Roy and Fuecoco's bond, the answer Roy comes up with will be key, and it will likely come into play in the battle. It's safe to say that the training will be how he can decipher this conundrum. Second, we of course must wonder what the result of the battle will be, both in terms of who will win and whether or not Roy will pass his test. Well, I think that the latter is easy to predict. Roy will indeed pass his implementation test, since none of them have permanently failed any of the tests thus far. And the next episode, we're off to Glaciado Gym for Liko's implementation test. No way they'd move on to the next test if Roy doesn't pass his. As for the former, well, this one is a bit more difficult to predict. Roy was completely and utterly defeated by Ryme in the previous episode, so of course, currently, he does not stand a chance against her, which is why he will be undergoing training, meaning that he will surely do better in the rematch. However, this does not equal him winning. He can put up a better fight and still lose, especially since, like I've said repeatedly, they do not have to win to pass their tests, which is ultimately the goal. However, considering that with Brashes he lost the first time and then won the rematch, maybe with Ryme the same thing will happen. Roy winning would be the best proof that he did learn from his mistakes and is now a better partner for Fuecoco, though losing while putting up a much better fight would still accomplish this, just a little less convincingly. Third, will the rematch be 2-on-2 like the first battle, or will it be 1-on-1? Due to time constraints, since they must fit in a training and a battle in one episode, plus the fact that in the preview we only see Fuecoco versus Toxtricity, I think it's safe to say that the rematch will be 1-on-1, thus placing all the focus and importance on Fuecoco, which is fitting since he is not only Roy's main Pokemon, but he is also, on the title of the episode, the only one seen training, and the one that ultimately suffered the ultimate loss against Ryme, costing Roy the match and the test. Though granted, according to Ryme, it was Roy's fault. This sadly means that Kilowattrel, who was absolutely disrespected, will have no chance at redemption. Last but certainly not least, we have the ongoing question of will Fuecoco evolve or not. Well, like I've been saying for a while now, I think that there is no better opponent for Fuecoco to evolve with than Ryme, especially given the emphasis on singing, which again is a key part of the identity of Fuecoco and its evolution family, especially Skeledirge. So by all means, I would put my money on him evolving for sure. However, I am a little worried because the preview did not definitively show that this will happen, which is in stark contrast to almost every other Pokemon that has evolved thus far. Sprigatito, Wattrel, and Quaxly were all shown clearly evolving in the previews of the episodes where it happened. Therefore, I am now questioning if my prediction will indeed prove to be accurate. However, Athena's evolution was not clearly shown in the preview for the episode where it happened, meaning that a Pokemon can still evolve in this series even if a preview does not spoil it. Therefore, I still have hope. I think it would be a great mistake and a big missed opportunity if Fuecoco does not evolve in this battle. Not to mention, it would be unfair to Roy since he will continue to be the only one with an unevolved starter Pokemon. Fuecoco evolving would of course elevate the chances that Roy will win. But like I said on the previous preview discussion, evolution does not guarantee victory, considering what happened to Dot. But yeah, that's about it. There is honestly a lot riding on episode 62, considering that episode 61 was not what I expected whatsoever. So I'm hoping that this next episode will be able to make up for the blunders of its predecessor, both by serving up a much better battle and a much more favorable outcome for Roy and Fuecoco. Episode 62 will air on August 23, and as always, I will review it once it does, so please stay tuned for that. But that's the video. Please share your thoughts in the comments below and click the links on screen to see my recent episode reviews. I will see you over there. Thank you so very much for watching.